There is a very righteous question, but it is also quite a question which quite a few of us actually undergo these emotions. It says, I would like to ask why this full moon, etc., does not affect my husband. No conjunctions, no amavasyas, no moon impacts his psyche when he was in Ketu Dasha 2 years before. He lives as happily and fully as he was before, but on the contrary, I get worse every now and then. Please make some video on detachment. In order to forgive and leave toxic people, we must know how to detach, because only close and loved ones can hurt you badly and you continue to suffer. Firstly, I appreciate your honesty of writing about how you get affected and how your husband doesn't get affected. Now, we all live in perceptions. You may be perceiving that he is not affected. Some people are very vocal about their feelings. Some people are very, I would say, obtrusive or dramatic, or physically it comes out in them very normally when these full moons and new moons are there, or even the mid moons. But at the same time, I want you to understand that the moons affect everybody. How you control and channelize your energies is in the power of a man. Every individual is an adult by some age, and especially when we are talking about you. So your husband is an adult who probably has learned in life how to handle his emotions and think about himself. Though a person like you or me could term it as being selfish, but he's not selfish. He's handling and controlling and being responsible of his own actions without any expectations of other people. Now, during the Ketu Dasa, if you actually are a keen student of astrology, you will realize that Ketu Dasa, now basically the planet Ketu is asking us to release our old karmas and empty the baggage that we carry on in life, and then the Rahu automatically starts rising up. That means your success starts rising up. For all you know, your husband is actually has been reading all these things, and sometimes it becomes such a habit with you that you start working towards the expressions or the energies of the dashas. It's, for example, I will give you my own example, that at times I have not looked into what the planets are doing. I have become so in synergy with the planets that automatically when I'm going with the flow, I exactly know that if there is a stress coming my way, maybe some aspect of Saturn is coming my way. Or when I actually have some realizations, I realize that probably it's some Ketu aspect in play, which is asking me to change myself because I cannot change the world. So if I want to be happy, serene in life, I need to change myself. So automatically I change myself. Though we would attribute that to your psychological understandings. The planets are the tools that apprise you of a situation. The planets are the tools whose energies, when studied and observed, needs to be applied to your life. But then there are some people in life who are born by understanding themselves much more than a different person. So your husband may not be talking about the planets, but at the same time he's observing himself and he wants to correct his life. So he has been correcting his life right from his childhood. So you feel, now what are you doing? What you are doing is you're carrying the Ketu is more heavy on you because you are not being able to release people from your life. You're not being able to release observing people. So your judgments, your opinion, that's it, they say, no, don't be judgmental, don't be opinionated, don't get angry. Because when you are angry, you're judgmental or opinionated, nobody is affected as much as you are affected yourself. So like very nicely our predecessors have told us, point one finger at a person and the rest four are pointing. I mean, you get irritated when people give you such jargon, but at the same time, that is the realistic part of it. So if you truly want to be detached, you need to be spiritual. If you need to be spiritual, What is the one aspect that you need to learn to actually solve the entire process or difficulties of your life? Is learning the art of living alone. That is spiritualism. When a person learns the art of living alone, he feels truly liberated. He feels totally independent of thought, word and action. And trust me when I'm telling you that you start practicing the art of living alone, you will not only attract good energies, but you'll stop feeling why the other person is what he is. And this requires a practice of only 45 days. You are an adult. You want to be detached. It's not difficult. Go out in the jungles. Soon you will come back running to the city because you will want people around you. I'm not asking you that you need to detach yourself from your husband. Don't be detached. Just be attached to your own self. Just be attached to loving your own company. Just be attached to what makes you happy. So do those things. Don't fear. Don't be anxious. You don't require permissions of anybody. And just give it a thought. Do you really think you will be happy if your husband is going to be unhappy, or if he realizes it, or something bad or untoward happens to him? I personally feel you're very blessed that nothing affects him. And why nothing affects him? I will not say that, oh, he is very, very spiritual, that is why nothing affects him. Probably he's not very vocal about. He's the most silent person who operates smoothly and silently. And he operates first on himself, changing in himself. In fact, he's spending a much fruitful and useful time by changing himself and not being bothered about changing the world around him.